Yo, peace and blessings. Coming back with another spiritual message. Hope everything's going good with y'all out there. But the name of this video is going to be At Your Lowest Point, You Find Out How Strong You Are. At your lowest point, you find out how strong you are. And of course, this could relate to what's going on right now with the pandemic and everything that's going on, with the virus and everything. And for a lot of us, it's a very low moment as far as the energy, as far as everything that's happening around us, economy wise, health wise, social wise. We can't be around a lot of people. We can't go certain places we want to go, can't do a lot of things that we want to do as much as we could before. And it's an all-time low for a lot of people. But a lot of times we think that when we at our highest, that's when we find out how strong we are. And that's not, maybe for certain things, but that's not really true. When things happen to you in life, or when you get that punch from life or that low blow from life, and you think like, man, this is an all-time low for me, that's when you find out how strong you are. Sometimes people lost someone close to them, maybe a parent, a friend, a sibling, could have been anybody that was considered close to them, and they considered like, oh man, I can't. They didn't think that they could come back from that. They didn't think that they could bounce back from that. And a lot of times they found out when they dug deep inside themselves and found outlets and different things to help them come out of that space. They found out how strong they were and how much of a warrior they were and how much of that warrior spirit was in them to climb out of that. Think of it like you stuck in a hole somewhere. At your lowest point, you stuck down at the lowest point in the hole. You got to find that strength, that mental strength, not just the physical strength, that mental strength to think, how can I get out of this hole? How can I climb up out of this spot? How can I get out of this ground hole? You got to think of things like that. And this situation that's going on with the pandemic and everything, even though people feel at an all-time low, you got to stay mentally strong. Also, you could do workouts and stuff, work out your body physically, but you got to stay mentally strong as well, so you can not sink so low to that low point and find yourself in the spot where you can't come out of, you can't get out of. That could be a depression state, an anxiety state, a confusion state, chaos state. That could be many different things. So you gotta find ways to not make yourself sink too low. You gotta keep yourself busy, keep yourself active. Even pick up the phone, call people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's people that you ain't call in a minute. Speak to people, let them know what's on your mind. Do different things, write. Like I said, draw, work out, whatever you gotta do. Just don't stand still and not do nothing. Let your mind start making you go crazy, and then you start feeling all chaotic and confused, and you hitting that low point. A lot of times, like I've shared before, when I was going through my depression years ago and stuff like that, and I felt like people weren't around or people weren't reaching out how I felt they were supposed to check up on me like I would check up on them, and I felt like I didn't have nobody there. So that was a low point for me, and I didn't know how I could get out of that. And then one day, for being in that spot for so long, I had to tell myself, listen, Cook. Listen, James, my first name, but people call me Cook too. I'm like, listen, Cook. God and them was telling me, yo, listen. Everybody else could give up on you. Everybody else could walk away from you. Everybody else could stop talking to you for whatever reason. But you can't give up on yourself. You can't walk away from yourself. You can't dig the grave for yourself. You gotta at least have that much strength. And that was a low point for me, and that woke me up. And I realized I can't let myself go. I can't let myself sink further. I can't give up on myself. Maybe people gave up on me. Maybe they didn't see something that I seen in me. Whatever the case was, whether they were there for me or not, I had to realize I had to be there for myself. I had to build myself back up. I had to break down, the story with the 3 little pigs, with the breaking down the house and stuff, and make sure the house is strong. Well, life is like that too. Just like this pandemic is like that too. We had a low point. Life blew down the house. The house wasn't strong enough. Now I gotta rebuild the house up and make it strong. Them bricks, not them houses out of straws and hay and all that. Build it up by bricks, with bricks, and make it strong enough when nothing's gonna break it this time. Because I know what type of strength I have now. I was able to dig deep inside myself and find out what I was made of. Same with people out there that went through certain things as well. People that dealt with deaths, disappointments, embarrassments, and you like, man, how I'm gonna come back from that? How I'm gonna bounce back from that? How I'm gonna show my face again in front of people when that happened to me and they know what happened? And somehow, some way, you find how strong you are when you dig deep, search within yourself, use things around your surroundings. Use that higher power up there, tap into that. All type of stuff, not just even your physical, but also your spiritual, and most importantly, your mental. Because what the mind does, the body's going to follow. So if you just stand in a weak state, oh man, I'm this, I'm that, I'm at a low point, I don't know what's going to happen, what I'm going to do, and you just all in the future, you're going to be done out here. You got to sometimes stay in the now. Yeah, it's cool to plan and look ahead, but you got to stay in the now and be like, what can I do now? Because what you do now is going to lead you into the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, as you keep on being consistent in whatever you're doing, And that's just the message I wanted to leave with everything that's going on with this pandemic right now, because a lot of people are at low points, and they may be feeling alone, they may be feeling confused, they may be feeling scared, and all these things, but you got to remain calm. It's all about the mental. You got to do things to keep yourself busy. You got to keep that strength. You got to dig within yourself and realize, things in life is not always going to go as planned. And that's why I said sometimes, you could plan, but you never know what's going to go. You got to live in the now. You got to do for what's now, because that will lead to the next day and the next day as you keep on doing it each day, brick by brick, one day at a time. So things may be looking crazy. Things may be looking chaotic. But you got to dig deep in yourself and realize the strength that you do have at this low point. Because when everything was all good and all straight, yeah, it's easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm at my highest strength right now. But no, when you at that low point, when life knocks you down, when the unexpected happens, that's when your true character comes out. That's when your true warrior spirit comes out. That's when you see what you really are made of. When you running around, say you jogging around the track and you got one more lap to get that mile. You're going for that fourth time around to finish up that mile, and you tired. Then you find out how strong you are, how much strength you got to push, to dig deep, to push. Telling yourself, come on, got one more to go. Come on, dig deep, and you make it, because that's at your lowest point. When you lifting them weights, when you in the gym, and yeah, it feels like, oh yeah, man, my strongest when I'm doing them first couple of rounds. No, when you do them last few sets, when you start feeling that burn, that's why some people don't even start counting until they feel that burn, because that's when you find out how strong you are. That's when you find out, all that you got inside yourself. When you feel that last set, you gotta push, you gotta dig deep, because that's when you at your lowest energy. You don't even think you can make it. And somehow, something inside you deep, you search within and you find the extra strength to finish that last set. And you like, damn, I didn't even think I could make that. So we gotta remember that as well, and keep the mental strong during moments like that. Well, moments like this, rather. And any time in your life, you always gotta remember, at your lowest points, that's when you find out how strong you are. And like I said, I gave my example with the depression thing and different things I went through. Sometimes I look back on my journey, I got so much more to go of things that I want to do. But when I look back on where I came from, because a lot of times we don't look back on the journey, we just keep looking forward and think that we so far away, and we need to look back. You ever heard of Sankofa? That's an African, saying about looking back at your past to see where you're going for in the future. And it got the little picture of the duck looking back at his tail. So that's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you got to look back at your past and realize how far you came, how far you evolved as a person on many different levels. So always remember that, and don't forget that, because a lot of times we try to see into the future and we can only see but so far. You got to stay in the now, and then you also got to look back and realize how far you come, how much you've grown, how much you've learned, how much you overcame, and how strong you were, and how strong you are from back then, of things that you thought would break you, would cripple you, crush you, and somehow you dug in deep and you overcame it. So that's just the message. It might feel low right now, but these are the times that make you realize how strong you are mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, health-wise, mental health, your normal health in your body, everything. So always remember that. And that's the message. Hope everything's good with y'all. Stay positive. I know it's a lot of craziness going on, but hold on. Dig deep. And if you got to reach out to people that you trust, pick up that phone. Don't keep what's going on in your head to yourself, because this definitely ain't the time for that. So peace, blessings, much respect, keep doing y'all, and to the next video. Peace.